Hey everybody, this is the Mark Brown Project. Thanks for coming aboard again. Welcome if it's your first time. This is going to be a short one. My friend Scott, I mentioned a video ago, best friend my entire life. He and I he came back from a bad divorce, a really bad divorce. Wounded bird, needed a lot of support and help. And I took some of the lessons that I'd made in life and I made rules of life to live by. And we joked about this for 5 years, and they were good rules. Learned something from them all the time. So here are the rules that I created for him. Rule number 1 is it's not about you. Rule number 2 is it doesn't mean anything. Rule number 3 is it can mean something, but won't mean everything. Rule number 4 is you can fuck up and not be a fuck up. Rule number 5, it's more easy than you ever imagined. Rule number 6, you are not who you imagine. And rule number 7, failures are lessons that teach us all risks are not equal. Each one of those rules has got a series of things that go below it. It's not about you. When you trip in the street and you stand around and you look up to see who is looking and nobody's looking, because they're involved in their own life. They're trying to figure out how they're going to pay for rent. They're thinking about the conversation, the argument they had with their husband. They're thinking about whatever they think about. So nothing that happens is about you. The only thing that's about you is how you react to it, and that's your choice. When I say it doesn't mean anything, a lot of times people in life, they get really upset with something and it becomes the most important thing in their life, and they get really upset when they lose it. They get devastated when it's destroyed or hurt or whatever the case may be. Things only have meanings when we ascribe them. So the example that I gave Scott all the time is Ford makes Mustangs, and I would just say out of the blue, and I'll probably say it in here, Ford makes Mustangs. That's a fact. Is it good that Ford makes Mustangs? Should Chevrolet have made Mustangs? Should, any other car, Toyota, should Toyota have made Mustangs? No, Ford makes Mustangs. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. Somebody can't come to your birthday party today. Is that good or bad? They're just not going to be there. Your husband forgets your anniversary. It doesn't matter how much anger you have or what you do or don't do. It happened. Just what are you going to do about it? It's ultimately just what are you going to do about it? The third rule of it can mean something but not mean everything just means to hold everything in balance. There's such a thing as overreacting, and that can lead to emotional dysregulation. And that can lead to a lot of embarrassment and hurt feelings and shame within yourself and extremely hurt feelings for other people. I think number 4, you can fuck up and not be a fuck up, is pretty self-evident. It's easier than you can imagine. Rule 5. It's actually true. And I still am learning this. I still don't have a complete handle on it. But every time I resist the lesson, it comes back and proves itself. So it must be a pretty good one. Rule 6, you aren't who you imagine. I've just learned recently at the age of 51 that how I think I come across to people is not how I come across to people at all. I've been told that I'm intimidating. And to me, I'm like one of the least intimidating people in the world. I joke my way out of situations. I don't get it. I don't mean to be, certainly. Or people think that I'm right. People think I think I'm right about everything, and that when I argue that I'm trying to prove them wrong. And that's not the case. What I actually do is I'm listening to their hypothesis and I'm testing it from every angle I can think of. And if it's true, I'll accept it. I'll believe anything, but I'm skeptical. It's not arguing to prove anybody wrong. It literally is just making sure it's the truth. I think out loud. It's just what I do. The last one, that failures are lessons we use to teach ourselves that not all risks are equal, is 100% true. There's a risk to letting people into the garden of your heart. There's a risk to letting people into the yard of your life. There's risks everywhere. And just because there's risks doesn't mean that they're bad, doesn't mean that they are unsurmountable. It simply means that they aren't all equal. Sometimes you do something just because you want to do it, and the consequences just blow up on you. Something huge. It would have been better just to do something different. But not all risks are equal, and sometimes we do what we do. So those are the life lessons for today. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Be a better human being. That's all we can do. Thanks.